In this session, we're going to show you how to add some fields to various forms. So if you'll notice here, and if you don't recall how to get to this administration or customizing the system, please review the previous recording. So in the background here, I have a form. It's called the account form. And in the foreground here, I have the customization area of Dynamics. So I'm just going to click on the forms area. And if you notice, we have a form called account. Well, that matches to this account up here. But if you notice, we also have some other forms as well. So these are the forms that show up here as well for you. And they match for AI for sales, account interactive experience. We've got some quick creates, which only show up when you are creating a form, etc. So here are all of your forms. So I'm going to click on this account form for a moment. And if you're going to notice, it's going to take a little bit, but it's going to bring up the account form. And I'm going to move it down here just for a moment. Make it just a little bigger. And again, sorry for the delay. It's all due to caching since it's the first time and I cleared out all of my cookies and my cache and everything else before I did this presentation. So if you'll notice, this is the form designer. And look, actual revenue, number of employees, owner, owner. Pretty straightforward. If you'll notice here, we have the summary. This is the summary tab area. If I scroll down, we have project price list. Yes, it shows up on this form all in one place, but in the UI, it actually shows up as a separate tab to navigate to. If I scroll down, we've got details. Details is here. Field service, scheduling, related. Okay, so that's the form. So one of the things I'm going to do, and you can do this in a number of areas, is I'm going to add some fields to the account form. Now, I could add the fields directly to the fields area here. And in this area, I am adding one-to-one relationships, not one-to-many relationships. And I did this in the Friday call, a one-to-one relationship, an example is you are an individual person, the one. You will have relationships to other one-to-one items, such as you being the one, you have one social security number, you have one spouse, you have one date of birth. That is an example of a one-to-one relationship. A one-to-many relationship, you being the one, you would have many email addresses. You might have many cars. You might have many children. That is a one-to-many relationship. So here we are talking about a one-to-one relationship. So I can add one-to-one relationships here. Or if I wish to go to the form, and I'm going to have to come up here, I can create a one-to-one relationship here by clicking on New Field. And this is going to ask me, okay, well, great. What do you want the field name to be? And you should make it descriptive for what it is. So what would be a one-to-one relationship that I would want to track on a account record? Let me think about one right now is trying to think here. Could be territory. I think we already have number of employees, annual sales. We have, you know what? I'm just going to make it real simple. Company mascot. Actually, sorry, I have to think about this here because we've already got ticker symbol, relationship site, product price list, their parent account. What's something we want to track on a company? Let's see, industry. Industry. Okay. I can make this optional. I can make it required or recommended. And what do I want to do? I could do a single line of text where they have to type something in. It can be an option set. This would be a pick list. I could have a multi-select, meaning they could check multiple items from a pick list. I can give them two options, like a yes or a no, whole numbers, etc. You can read the rest here. Okay, but for right now, I'm just going to make it a little more complicated. I'm going to do a pick list. I'm going to click the plus button, and I'm going to say automotive, for example. And I'll add another one, retail. Let's see, I'll add another one, travel. Oh, hospitality, excuse me. Okay. And of course, hospitality, I'm going to press delete here since I didn't want that item there. They're not in alphabetical order. Really simply, I can press that, save and close. It is creating the field as we speak, or I could do save and new. And at this point, it's added the field, and I may not want to see all fields. I may want to see custom fields. And if you notice, we had one called industry, but it's not showing up here. Why? Because the screen needs to be refreshed. So I'm going to refresh my screen. If you have a number of fields you need to create, it may be better to do it through the field area and then come to the form later. Custom fields. There's our industry field. So all I need to do is drag and drop. When I'm done making all my changes, not just one at a time, you can press save. Take a moment. And then you're going to click publish. And again, I would encourage you to basically make all of your changes at one time and then publish all of your changes at the end, because otherwise it's just going to take too long doing it intermittently all the way through. I'm going to click back on this form. I'm going to refresh my screen. And magically, I'm going to have industry. And now users can select what this is. Okay, so there's how we add a field to the database and modify the form. There's a lot of other things that we could do here to modify the form, but that's one of them. In another session, we'll do modifying a form with adding a one-to-many relationship for opportunities, since it is not listed here now.